ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are live right now. Let's see. Live. Yep, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Just getting in. So I apologize. I want to welcome everybody to the show. This is what happens when you're working the real estate business and doing the show, live stream show. So you're literally catching me coming off the road, ladies and gentlemen. So I do apologize. And what was it all about? These two deals right here, two contracts today. We're going to talk about that. Problem that we're having right now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm running a brokerage business. I'm running a school. I'm teaching new agents how to run a business, and I'm working with clients as we go along. And so it's exhausting. It's refreshing, but it's exhausting. But let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen, how this real estate business works. And before we begin, where's my manners? Let me introduce myself, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the quickest hour in real estate, where we discuss the requirements of running a real estate business and obtaining a real estate license. This Monday, and every single Monday, I run this free class. This class is about learning how to become a successful real estate professional. Hello, everyone. I'm Warren Nelson. I am the owner and director of Online Real Estate School, Inc., and owner and guest speaker of my own podcast, Real Estate Saved My Lifestyle. This is where my students become part of the show. And I'm also the proud sponsor of this free live streaming real estate class, where I do an introduction, so that if you're thinking about taking a pre-license class, then this is one forum that I offer, so that you get to see me, see my teaching style, see what I'm about, see what you're going to experience in a classroom, to help you better inform yourself to make an informed decision about where you want to go to take your pre-licensing class. So I'm glad to offer the show called the free live streaming real estate class, which I do every Monday. This is the quickest hour in real estate, and I want to welcome everyone to tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that is it as far as scripts go. I didn't even have time to put together today's script, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a live streaming event, which the real estate business is live streaming. I love doing live streaming, and as you can see, I'm literally beating the clock. I even missed my chiropractor today. I'll have to reschedule that. I did not want to do, but sometimes things work out that way, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm on the road, and this was what I'm doing today. Notice my very first forms in my file is the consumer notice, and you'll know why that it'll always be the very first form. I have two listings that I went out and worked with today, ladies and gentlemen. One is in Southwest Philadelphia for $170,000, and I negotiated a 7% commission on this one here, which is just shy of $12,000. This one, ladies and gentlemen, notice I didn't even put them in folders yet. I just walked in the door. Didn't even put them in folders yet, and doing this show, trying to beat the clock. This one, for almost $400,000. Well, it is. We listed for $400,000. Northeast Philly. This I negotiated at a 5% commission. This one, $20,000, ladies and gentlemen. $20,000 today. $12,000 today, ladies and gentlemen. So these are two people who would like me to help them sell their property. So what did I have to do? What forms did I need in one package? What forms did I need in another package, ladies and gentlemen? And excuse me, I'm still coming in from the dusty roads a little bit, so to speak. So forgive me. All right, so everything's true that I'm telling you so far. So I took one listing today in Southwest Philadelphia for $170,000. What did I have to do to help that individual in Southwest Philadelphia sell their property today? What did they have to sign with me? What forms? I can tell you what's in this package right now. The very first form is the consumer notice. The Real Estate Commission wants to make sure that you explain the consumer notice, so it's the very first form in your package. The second form that I use when I work with the seller is the estimated closing cost. The seller needs to know how much they're going to walk away with from the sale of their property. So the second form in this package is known as the seller's estimated closing cost. So after the seller, two of them both have mortgages that have to be paid off. So, and we'll have a mortgage payoff requirement in this package as well, as I'll talk to about. So both of them, one They both have mortgages, let's put it that way. So they have to pay off the mortgage that they have in order to sell their property. So what did I do, and what did I need to know how to understand what to do in this transaction to help these folks put their property on the market, get it sold, get their first mortgages paid off. So the second form is the estimated closing cost. The third form is the form by law, which is called the seller's property disclosure form. And the seller has to fill this out by law, again, ladies and gentlemen. So, see, I'm about to sneeze, you know it's true. And so, sorry, I can see that, no makeup, so I apologize. It might be a little shiny from the road. So, okay, so by law, the third form that I gave them is the seller's property disclosure, where they disclose everything that they know about this property. And this way here, the buyer is informed about what they are buying in the property, and I'm informed about the status of the property because I didn't live in it. I never lived there, so again, what do I know about the property? I know as much as what I've seen and what the seller is revealing. So this will help us in helping the seller sell the property and the buyer to buy the property. The other form, ladies and gentlemen, is the contract. It's called the listing agreement. And both of these are an exclusive right to sell listing agreement. So we need to know what contract I needed to have with these two sellers in order to sell their properties for them. And so when you become a licensed real estate agent, when you come into a pre-licensed class like mine, you should be learning exactly what you would need to be doing in front of the seller, what you would need to be saying. But before we even did that, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I picked up these two contracts? How did I even locate these two individuals to let me know they were interested in selling? How did I even know how to find these two individuals to let them know I exist, that I can help them? So this is called prospecting. And so you're going to understand when I teach you how to run the real estate business. The pre-licensed class, what I'm going to teach you in class, is what you need to know by the state requirements so that you can represent a client. So when I went out there, I knew exactly which forms had to be filled out that the state requires and that law requires, so that I can have a working relationship with the seller. So I needed to know which forms the state requires me to do. I needed to know that I had to have a real estate license in order to perform these acts of trying to help these individuals sell the property. These individuals need to be able to check my license, my brokerage, to make sure that everything is reputable. They had to make sure that I can help them sell their property. What did I have to offer them? What did I offer them? And then they want to be entrusted in me to do the job and get their property sold for them. So this is the real estate business, ladies and gentlemen. And so every day I'm looking for a new seller, a new buyer, someone who would like me to help them sell their property, someone who would like me to help them buy a property. All right, we got 2 mortgage approvals done today. What is a mortgage pre-approval? It means everything is pre-qualified. It's even went past processing. So we do a pretty good job of making sure that the buyers know exactly what they need and what's required so that they are a ready, willing, and able buyer. So now that I have these 2 buyers approved, first thing, I'm going to see if any of these buyers are interested in these 2 sales, these 2 properties I got listed. How am I going to sell these 2 properties? Well, it's not going to be by putting it in the MLS. That's not the way I like to sell the property. So I'll teach you how to use a database. I'll teach you how to use landing pages. I'll teach you how to use social media. All these things are for a reason. It's not just to sell the property. Even teach you how to run a business. I teach you in my classes, ladies and gentlemen, that if you start a business to try to make money, you're going to fail. You don't start a business to make money. You start a business to build a database. The database makes the money. Remember I said, how did I even get these 2 contracts in the first place? How did these 2 individuals even know that I existed or wanted to work with me? What got my foot in the door? What was my first impression? How did I get them? I talk about people want to talk to me about cultivating this and cultivating that. Well, you can't cultivate a plant like you see behind me unless it starts with the seed. And if you don't have the seed to plant, then what are you going to be cultivating? The dirt, the foundation? So there's nothing to cultivate without the seed. You won't have this plant you see behind me without the seed. So it all starts before that beautiful plant becomes a beautiful plant. It started out as a little tiny little kindling breaking the soil. And that's exactly how this started out. This contract as a little tiny little hello, a little introduction. How are you today? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Maybe I could be of some service to you. This is what we do all day long, ladies and gentlemen. So what I just did is that moment there we just had. Hello, how are you today? Let me tell you a little bit about myself and see if I could be of some service to you. That's called a little introduction, ladies and gentlemen. That's the seed right there. I just gave you the seed. Now I just planted the seed. And I just told you who I am, what I do, and maybe I could be of assistance to you. Now the idea that maybe I could be of assistance to you is growing in your brain. And now you're starting to wonder, could I help you with this? Could I help you with that? He said to call. All I got to do is call. Let me call, see if he can help. See how that works, ladies and gentlemen? So I planted the seed starts growing in your head, and now you reach out to me. And on a day like today, which is a normal day for me, I have to have days like today, I'll go out there and I'll work with 2 sellers. I'll go out there, work with a couple buyers, and that'll be a normal day for me. So I made $12,000 on one deal, $20,000 on the other deal. Remember I said I negotiated 7% on one, and I negotiated 5% on the other? Well, how did I do that? How did I come to the negotiations? How did I come to 7% on one deal, 5% on the other deal? Why? How? What took place? So in my class, ladies and gentlemen, the Real Estate Commission wants you to understand that I couldn't go out there and just charge them 5%, 7%. That would be an antitrust violation. That would be price fixing. I had to come to terms. I had to negotiate with each one of these sellers. I negotiated 7% with one. I negotiated 5% on the other. How did that take place? This is what you're going to learn in my class, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to teach you the art of negotiation. Now, you might think, well, 5% on one, that's not too much. Well, remember I told you it's a $400,000 property at 5%. That's $20,000 my way, ladies and gentlemen. Is that still not enough? All right. So how would you like that for a day's pay? A $20,000 and a $12,000. 2 deals today. So that's the real estate business. And so what I do is I teach you what the state requires that you need so that you can go out and you can talk to the sellers, you can talk to the buyers of these properties, and know exactly what services you are now offering, how you can offer those services because now you're licensed to do so, and how much money you will be receiving. I talk to a lot of people, they say, I would love to do a little part-time job. Yes, this is a perfect part-time job, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute perfect part-time job. I talk to people who are retired and they're looking, they're still social butterflies. They would still like to do something, but not quite sure. They don't really want to go back to work, but they still got extra time that they would like to be productive with. Real estate, ladies and gentlemen. So in the real estate business, there is mounds and mounds of potential of income, but there is a process. How did I even get the seed? How did I learn to plant the seed and cultivate the seed so it turns into a nice little plant you see behind me? How did that happen? For most people, it doesn't. For most people, they'll go out and they'll buy that plant behind me that you see. All right? But some people have the skills of cultivating it, taking it from nothing to what you see now, and others will buy it as is and place it there. What did I do, ladies and gentlemen? Well, naturally, I bought this plant behind me. But again, as I said, I cultivate in my business. So I'm cultivating the relationship between the buyer and the seller. Now that I got these 2 properties that they want me to sell, what do I have to do? I have to cultivate that as well. I got to get it out there in the Facebook world, in the social media world, the Instagram world, my database world, and I got to get the word out that I have these properties for sale. Now, I won't be mentioning these properties on this particular show, not by address, but on my other shows that I do. You will be seeing how I will now take this seller's property and I will do a virtual open house for the audience. We'll go through the property. You'll see the way that I get the property sold. And this is the other thing that you're learning with your real estate business. So getting a buyer and a seller is one thing. That's called the prospecting. Now we get to the cultivating. Now that we have a buyer and a seller that wants to work with us, can you help me buy my property? Can you help me sell my property? Now it comes down to understanding the mechanics of the process from when you start the deal to when you get to the settlement table and we transfer the deed and the check. And so there's a process from the very beginning to the very end, just like climbing a ladder. There's a process, one rung after the other one. So in my class, ladies and gentlemen, I teach you the process that the state requires so that you know how to represent them. Do we know how to do the title report? Do we know how to do the home inspection? Do we know how to do structural? Do we know how to do UNO or CO? Do we know how to do settlement? Do we know how to do final walkthroughs? Do we know how to do the financing? So there's a lot of process, a lot that's involved in the real estate transaction from the beginning to end. Every time I get a potential buyer for these sellers, my job will be making sure that those potential buyers are qualified to buy my client's property. I will not suggest to them that or encourage them to accept an offer on the property where the buyer might be weak. What if we have multiple offers on the property, which that's the business that we've been in? Which offer do we take when we have 4 or 5 of them sitting on the table all at once? So this is the job of a real estate agent, to go out and get sellers. If everything goes well, I got $32,000 sitting here, ladies and gentlemen. $32,000, just 2 deals. And notice the very first form is the consumer notice. And they're not even in file yet. I didn't even upload them to the system yet. So that's the other thing. Excuse me. After we go out there and we get a client, now how do we service them? First thing is we have to put them into the system. The broker should have a system where we're going to have a follow-up. Everything will be on schedule. And so now what we have to do for this is we have to start the marketing campaigns. Get the marketing out there, let everybody know that we got a couple properties that'll be for sale, and then once we get offers on those properties, then we have to go through procedural to make sure that the buyers are pre-approved, that they have their home inspection done, that we take the property off the market for a correct, ready, willing, and able buyer, and that we go through everything that we need to get to the settlement table so that the sellers who I'm representing can now transfer the property to the new buyers. They leave the property, the new buyers take over the property. My job is done in that particular scenario. So that's what I took on today, ladies and gentlemen. I took on 2 new buyers that are pre-approved with mortgage, and they have the funds in the bank they need to close the deal. And I took on 2 sellers. Now, I didn't talk about the buyers yet, but both buyers are approved for about $380, right about there. I just got them both approved, and so they're both approved for about $380. And so again, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at about another maybe $10,000 to $20,000 on each one of them, depending on the situation. For me, if they don't buy one of the properties that I already have currently, then it would be a split commission, which means there will probably be $10,000 for each one of the buyers. So there's another $20,000 on top of my $32,000, which makes today a $52,000 day, ladies and gentlemen. A $52,000 day. 2 sellers under contract, so I got the paperwork. I'll put them in the system, and so there's the $12,000 commission and a $20,000. I got 2 buyers, which will probably both be $10,000 unless they buy one of my properties that are currently listed with me. And they buy one of my properties, then it'll probably be a $20,000 commission check. But let's go with the worst case scenario. Each of them produces an extra $10,000 for me because they each buy a property. So there's $52,000 just today alone, ladies and gentlemen. And I still had time to run here, talk to you guys for an hour to see if you would like to join my class to do what I just did today. Can you do that every day? Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. But you need the real estate license. Without the license, you can't do the rest. What did I do? I was just talking to people. That's all I was doing, and convinced them that I can help them in their real estate matters. And I can. There's an easy way of convincing people is when you actually know what you're doing. And so you can assure them that the process that you will take will be the best process to get the job done. So that's basically what we do, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, the world's your oyster. There's plenty of real estate out there. So a lot of agents say, well, there's other agents. They already got all the agents out there. They already got all the properties. Everything's taken. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever think that way. I've been doing this for 30 years. 30 years. And they say, well, there ain't no deals like that out there anymore. Yes, there are. They're out there every single day. Nothing's changed in the 30 years, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that the phone still rings. All right, this is occupational hazard, so I do apologize about this. I didn't have a chance to shut my phones off, and that's a client. That's a client, by the way. So for you, the audience, ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to get back to that client, which I should have taken that phone call right now. That would have been another $20,000 right there, ladies and gentlemen. It will be another $20,000. So again, that's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. This rings. This rings. All right, my phones ring every single day. Good, they left a message. All right, so they want me to work for them and get back to them. So they left me a message, and I will get back to them. There's another deal. Every single day, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we do. So every day, if you want to be in the real estate business, if you want to be active, if you want to make a ton of money, income, compensation, then this is the route that you want to go, because this route will give you very good. You were sending me, see, so it's another client, definitely going. So they're already sending me a text. They definitely want to work with me. So this is a very good sign, ladies and gentlemen. It's demo, all right, and so let's see what we have here. I did send everybody a link. So here's somebody who would like to get into the show as well, ladies and gentlemen. So not sure. I can see. All right, hold on one second. Did she give me her email? Let's see. Hold on one second. So now I have to do a little multitasking with you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the way that the real estate business will work. So I'm literally going to be trying to take care of a client right now and work with the show as well, which we can obviously do. So I just want to try to do a few things here at the same time. And let's see how I can show you how to multitask what's happening there. System preferences. Make sure that I'm even going on live. Yep, so that's working. That's working. All right, show details, go back. All right, very good. And let's see if we have this here, anything. And we don't have an email address for her, so let's check my. Now, what we have is called the CRM, ladies and gentlemen, your contact relation management. And this is how we stay in contact with everybody. And so once you start talking to people, hello, I'm Warren, how are you today? Here's what I can do for you. How can I be of assistance? And now, ladies and gentlemen, so I don't have her in here at all. So let's do this. Let's put a new contact in while I'm talking to you here. 21, oh, better not give out that number. We're live, so let's keep that to ourselves. All right, and let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Boom. And it says, I knew it. It says that we already have her in my system. So let's do this. Cut that out, and let's close this out, and let's see. Paste it, and let's find out. There we are. You are in the system. And did I do my job? All right, let's do this. All right. Send out a text. Now, since everything is auto-populated, and I'll teach you how to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everything is done. It's all populated. And boom, I just now sent her out a text. So now that she can join the show. And it's pretty easy once you have everything set up. So when I talk to you about your CRM, ladies and gentlemen, your contact relationship management file, it should be set up just like I did so that I can talk to you, have the class, and work with a client as well and a potential student. So here was a student that wants to come to the class, and the student wants to be in this free class right now and is wondering why they didn't get a link. Now, I just checked my CRM, and the reason they didn't get the link is because I failed to send it. So I just sent it now, but I can see who was at fault here because my CRM keeps everything in contact. So it lets me know my last contact, what I did last, what I didn't do. And for poor Maria, I didn't send her the link, which I just sent her. So hopefully she'll be joining my class very shortly. And I want to apologize to Maria for not sending out the link. The days get hectic, ladies and gentlemen. You're doing so much, but it's a very rewarding world that you are in. So, this class that I run every Monday talks to you about becoming a licensed real estate agent, getting into the real estate business, ladies and gentlemen. You probably always did. You always wanted to be a real estate agent. How cool would it be to say that you are a licensed real estate professional, licensed by the state, to help buyers, to help sellers? And so this is what we do, ladies and gentlemen, in the real estate business. So a lot of people don't get into this business just for the money. The money's good. But a lot of people get into this business for the rewards of helping others. You probably have family members who probably had bad experiences with real estate agents that you wish you could have helped one way or another. Well, here's one way of doing it. You probably have family members who you know who are selling, and why should that money go to another real estate agent when you are capable of taking a class like this, learning the requirements that the state requires, and then you represent the family member and get the property sold? Again, ladies and gentlemen, you'll need to know in that what forms need to be filled out by the buyer, what forms need to be filled out by the seller. That's what you're doing. You're taking this class to understand what you can do legally so that you may represent others and be compensated for that representation. So that's what this class is all about. You becoming a licensed real estate professional. This is not a financial class, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a get-rich-quick class. It's not an investment class where it teaches you how to invest in property. Yes, we will teach you all that. But what I'm going to be teaching you is the requirements that the law requires, that the state requires, that you understand and know in order to do the business. So this is the foundation. This is the platform. This is where you want to start. Knowing what you can and cannot do legally before you go out and set out to try and do some of these investment techniques. So you have to be careful with that, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things you will not be able to do that you learn in investment books or seminars. They tell you could do this, you could do that. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't, depending on the situation. So having a license by the state to be a real estate professional in itself is cool, ladies and gentlemen. That in itself is real cool, having a license by the state. Just saying that you are a licensed real estate professional is cool. It's good. It puts you on a plateau of respect and accomplishment. So that's what this class does first and foremost. It gets you qualified to take the state exam. It's a 75-hour class. And in our class, we'll talk about what is required to take the class exam, to take the state exam. And so, in that 75 hours that the state mandates, it'll be my job to do exactly that. To teach you what's required, what you need signed in every contract, every package, what you need to say, what you can and cannot offer in the real estate business under that licensing status. So we're going to deal with federal law, state law, local law, and we're going to be dealing with protected classes, 62 and over, people with children, familiar status, disabled mentally and physically individuals, they're a protected class. Certain age brackets are protected class. Certain events in public are protected classes. So we're going to need to understand what we can and cannot do so that we don't inadvertently discriminate against a protected class who we did not know was a protected class. So these are all the things that you learn in a pre-licensed class. And it's hard to do this on a website, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to take this class by a website because if you don't understand the things that you are reading, then how can you really progress? And so what I've done, I've incorporated the boring stuff of this class that the state requires you to know by literally putting the boring stuff into an event. How did we talk to the seller? How did I get these two today? How did I get these two sellers to work with me today and offer me so much compensation in the process? So that's what I teach you. Not only will I teach you the boring stuff that the state requires, but I'm going to teach you how to incorporate it into a business so that you learn in my class how to run a real estate business. This is where a lot of schools fail. Most schools are only going to prep you, if they even do that, on how to pass an exam. Many of these online courses, ladies and gentlemen, they're getting better. Don't get me wrong. They're getting a little bit more interactive, I should say. They're still a little bit behind the curve. Fortunately, Online Real Estate School was set up to be live streaming well before the pandemic and well before it was even legally allowed. We were already set up and ready to go. So we are definitely prepped, and we have some of the best results. Mostly all our students passed the state exam. I kind of demanded a little bit, but that's okay. We'll talk about the pressure that I put on you, and the Real Estate Commission will put on you, and the Real Estate Arena will put on you. But look at the money. A $52,000 a day. 2 buyers. Now, they didn't buy anything yet. All right, so each of them are worth $10,000 for me, so that's called my pipeline. They're sitting in my pipeline, and these 2 are under contract. So these 2 sellers, one for $12,000 and one for $20,000, they're on the contract with me. So that money's now sitting there waiting for me to obtain it. All right, so that's what this class is all about. So when you invest $299 into one half of the class, you'll know if you're willing to invest the other $299 in the other half of the class. So I'm one of those schools that break up the class into real estate fundamentals and real estate practice, the 2 requirements the state needs you to know. Real estate practice, real estate fundamentals. So what I do is I broke them up into 2 different classes. It's a 4-week class for one for real estate practice, and it's a 4-week class for the other. And it's only 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for 4 weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for 4 weeks. And now you got a license. At least you're qualified to take the state exam and get that real estate license. And what did you invest? $500, $598, $299 plus $299, $598. So that's your investment. And look what you're going to get. This is a typical day that I'll teach you on how to make yourself $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in a day. And none of this is slim shady, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the state requires that you do. This is what the state requires that you understand to make this kind of money. So this has been going on since the 50s, ladies and gentlemen, and earlier than that. So this is called real estate representation. You're not out investing in property. You're not out there looking for a deal, a wholesale retail. You're simply out there helping others who already own their property and need to sell it, or who want to buy a property. So now what you're in the representation business, ladies and gentlemen, and you're not trying to find a deal. You're not trying to negotiate that for yourself. That's not what this class is all about. This class is about getting a real estate license, to be licensed by the state to help others. And in that process of helping others, look how much money you're going to make. But you need to know what contracts need to be filled out. You need to know what you can and cannot do. You need to know that you have to have a real estate license in order to help this client. In order to help this client. All right? In order to know what the very first form that client should be getting before they even became a client. They start as a customer. So all these things you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen. And the state requires that you understand these things. So this is why you have to take a pre-licensed class. But you don't want to just take any class. You don't want to just pass an exam. And now what? You got a license. Congratulations. You passed the exam. And now you have a license. Now what? That's where most schools fail. They don't teach you about the broker interviewing process of interviewing a broker. They don't talk about what you need to do to prospect, what you need to do to cultivate, what you need to do to run a business, and how to keep that business going every single day. That's where all schools fail. And it really isn't their job, ladies and gentlemen. I just saw the need for it. I just saw that the students were still fishing like a fish out of water after they get their license, and a lot of brokers don't know how to train new agents. A lot of brokers would prefer that the agent be seasoned, that they've already done deals with somebody else, that somebody else did the training, somebody else did the hard work. All right? And so that's what my brokerage is set up for. The hard work, naturally. The work that nobody else wants to do. So I take agents right out of class, and I show them how to do exactly what I'm doing, how to run a real estate business, how to work with buyers, how to work with sellers every single day, so that you can make this kind of money. So this is what I do after their license. And so when people come to my class, they talk about job placement and so forth. It's not going to be a job, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be running your own business. So it's not a job anymore. You're not going to be getting paid a salary. You're going to be an independent contractor making this kind of money. All right? So it'll be my job once you're past the state exam and you decide to work for me, my broker, or any broker for that matter. It's the broker's job to help you, the licensed real estate professional, take your business to the next level. How do we help you spring load your business so that you're starting to make this kind of money? How do you start working with these buyers? How do you start working with these sellers? How did you get them in the first place? How did you learn how to do all this contract and what to say and what to do? How did you learn the procedure of helping the person from the very moment to that very final moment where they're getting the deed and the check transferred hands? How did all this happen? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's what this class, this pre-licensed class that you're taking or will be taking, is all about. And I make it very informative by adding real life scenario situations so that we apply the principles that we're learning right into a real estate transaction deal. I even take you into the courtroom and show you what happens when you didn't do it right and what the outcome could be in the courtroom scenario. I teach you how to use that brain of yours. We have two hemispheres of the brain, the right and the left hemisphere. And some of us never cross over to the other hemisphere barrier. But when you come to my class, I'll teach you how to use your short-term memory and your long-term memory. This will make you a much more successful person in life. Forget about the real estate. If you can just memorize things so much better than what you're doing now, would that not make life a lot easier? Hi, I'm Warren Nelson. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Fine, very good. I'm sorry, what did you say your name was? You already forgot it because your brain only knows how to use short-term memory, quick processing. We live in a micromanagement world, ladies and gentlemen, where I'll do this now, I'll do this now, I'll do this and do this, and do a little micromanagement. And then sometimes in micromanagement, things don't get done. And so, I'll teach you when you become a licensed real estate professional how to manage your business, starting with a business plan from the very beginning so that you know how much you want to make this year and how much you want to make next year and how we're going to get you from that point to the next point. That'll be my job as your broker to make sure that you have enough leads so that you know how to cultivate the leads so that you can go out there and get the contracts. That's the name of the game. It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. We've been doing this since time immemorial. So it's not rocket science. It's just that you can't do it without the real estate license. You can't make this kind of money. All right? You can't beat the clock. You can't do anything. And I'll teach you about comfort zone as well. If you continue doing what you're comfortable doing, then where you are today is where you will remain in the future, ladies and gentlemen. So doing something that you're not comfortable with, like taking this class, like reading out loud, like knocking on doors or picking up the phone. How did you get those seeds? Those magic seeds. How did I get this seed and how did I get this seed? How did it start before it cultivated into the plant that you see that it's now a contract? Now I'm representing them as the seller to sell their property that you see all the way behind me. It's all the way back there. You can barely see it's one of the, okay, it's anyway. So anyway, how did I get the client in the very first place? How did I get this handful of seeds? So that's what I do. I literally give you the seeds. I literally have a system in place where I already have too much leads. I have plenty of buyers, plenty of sellers, and so now I'm always looking for agents to help me out. Where most brokerage will have you get your own leads, buy your own leads, do your own cultivating, do everything yourself. So again, as I said, how's a new agent who's never done this before supposed to understand the process, how to get the business up and running, how to want to wake up in the morning and come to work every day because you literally do have a business. You're not just out there struggling to put things together. I don't have enough money for a website. I don't have enough money for business cards. I don't have enough money for signs. I don't have enough money for gas. It cost me $100 just to fill up the tank. I'm not kidding. And so what do you need, ladies and gentlemen? You need income coming in. So investing in a real estate license will be the best investment that you could make to make all your troubles going away. While you're looking for a job, ladies and gentlemen, you're small-sighted, you're small-minded. This is why I said I got to get you out of your comfort zone. What you should be looking for is a career. And real estate is a career, and it's a great part-time job, it's a great hobby, it's a great full-time job, it's a great career. It does everything that you could possibly ever want in life. You want to have more conversation, you want to help people, you want to make more income. Then in the real estate business, ladies and gentlemen, it gives you all of these opportunities that you could take advantage of. But the problem is, and here's our problem as entrepreneurs, because if you're watching this show right now, you're an entrepreneur. We are motivated and we are creative, but you know what we're also? We are also procrastinators. We also wait to the very last minute to do the things that we do. It's just in our nature. And you know what we're good at? Always trying to figure out the perfect time to do something. I'll do the real estate class when I get this done. I'll do my real estate class when I get this done. When I do this or when I do that. When I accomplish this. When I get this. When I do that. When I do this. When I get this done. Then I'll do it. But you never get around to getting it done because you always put it off because one thing in your plan did not work out. And so now you're still behind the 8 ball. You're still procrastinating when you could have made $12,000, $20,000 today if you were just smart enough to invest the $299 and the other $299 in yourself. Once you invest this $299, I'm going to teach you how to run a real estate business. I'm going to teach you how to do these contracts. I'm going to teach you and give you buyers to work with, sellers to work with. All right, that's the way my business works. My partners don't even care about profit. They don't care. Even we had a conversation today. Don't even care about profit. Just put people to work. That's what my partner says. I'm like, all right, but again, it'd be nice to make some money too. He's like, nope, as long as get them out there, get them working, we'll take care of that later. All right, he's a millionaire, ladies and gentlemen. My partner's a millionaire. He understands business. He understands how these things work. You know, it's the old Zig Ziglar: get what you want in life by helping others get what they want in life. All right, now I'm still a money-making man, and I'll teach you how to make money. You need somebody like me in this arsenal. But my partner is the businessman. He's good at building businesses up and making them big magnitude businesses. I'm about the money, he's about the growth, and so we work good together. And so we're growing a brokerage now with brand new agents that are coming right into my class. Some of the agents are having problems understanding that they need to invest in themselves. We don't, and I made sure that this doesn't happen, we don't pay for your school. If you don't have the $500 or $600 to invest in yourself, then that's you. I do not allow people to come into my school on a free ticket because they don't work out. It just never works out. But what we do, according to my partner today, after 5 deals working with us, we'll reimburse you for the school. So this way here, ladies and gentlemen, the school that you're paying for, $600, $598. If you come work with us on our brokerage after you're done, and we'll teach you to interview many brokers. I'm not trying to recruit you. I'm just offering a sweet little chocolate to you out there to entice you to consider working for our brokerage. So after 5 deals, we'll teach you how to do those 5 deals. So boom, here's 2 right here in one day. All right, actually 4 today. We'll talk about what the deals that I do every day. So after 5 deals, so figure a week's worth of work for you, because the way I'll be teaching you, you can have the money back that you paid for your class to get your real estate license. So my partner just talked about that today. Let's do that for our agents. You know, if my partner has his way, he's going to give everything away. But me, I want to get paid. You want to get paid. We got food to put on the table. We got bills to pay. And the only reason that you're even thinking about this right now is because you just don't have enough income coming in to pay the bills. And with $100 to fill up your gas tank at $5 a gallon, you already know that you need something. But nothing for free, ladies and gentlemen. There are no damn entitlement programs out there. You got to work to succeed. That is the art. That is the life. You got to work to succeed. The question is, what do you want to put your blood, sweat, and tears into? What do you want to develop? Do you want to develop a new job, or do you want to develop a new business? Do you want to develop a new career, or do you want to develop a new routine?
All right. So this is the decision that you need to make, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to make it easy. Look, $300 to get you started. All right, 300 hours. You spent more than that in the freaking casino. You know it. I know it. American people know it. All right. All right. You have less to show for 300-hour investments before. You know it. I know it. So here's the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to finally invest in something that's going to give you a great return. It's going to give you a status symbol in life. It's going to give you great income. It's going to give you a new journey in life to do each day, and it's going to give you great rewards that you probably never even thought that you would accomplish, roads that you never thought you would even take. It all happened because of this free class that you're looking at right now, that hopefully motivated you to see the money that's going to be made in the business here. All right, money that can be made in the business here, and hopefully it motivated you to understand that this is what you want to do. You want to be in the real estate business. But let me help you out a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to hear from some of my students of what they've had to say to see if this gives you a little bit of encouragement as well to invest in yourself. All right, so let's do this.
This school was the only school with 5-star reviews. I did a lot of research.
The information that you give us is just like amazing.
I had a family member that attended your school and they just spoke wonders about you.
I think like most of everybody in the class, it was the reviews for me.
After reading your reviews and just trusting my friend, he said you're 100% the way to go, and I do not regret it at all whatsoever.
Your school is amazing.
When I came to you, it was within my expectations.
And the broker knows like, okay, this person, wherever they're going to school at, they know what they're doing.
Once I talked to you and spoke to you, I was just like, okay, I think this is the right school.
Personally, I have a very good friend that's actually in the real estate business already a broker. He actually recommended you to be a teacher.
Like served as a mentor, just as many others have said. So it's been a pleasure. It really has.
After your classes, I become like more knowledge and it's great. It's a great journey with you.
You care about all your students.
He's more than a teacher. He's a mentor. He's someone you look up to.
And you're a great teacher, to be honest with you. You slow down when people have a question. You review things as many times as we need you to.
But you take your time. You actually read to us to get to know and understand this. And I am so ready.
Very glad that I chose your school. It's online school, so it's great for me because you don't have to travel anywhere. I just choose you and it was a great time.
I thank you, and I would take this class over and over and over and over and over.
One of the best teachers ever.
This would be really good for me. And then I think what really pulled me in was once I talked to you on the phone.
I did see the 5-star review. I did look around a little bit.
I mentioned you, and your school is like really, a lot of people knows about your school.
And I was a little bit skeptical because 5-star reviews, no business, no nothing has 5-star reviews. But it worked out amazing, and I'm happy I chose this school.
But the information that you give, that you more than a lot of teachers out there give.
Oh, absolutely. I think the school actually really went beyond my expectations.
I cannot thank you enough for the experience and just preparation to run my own business.
It's like more information that you give us, the more knowledge. I just lock that into my brain, and I know it's going to get out there and achieve a lot of things.
Working with you has been a pleasure. It really has. You like served as a mentor.
And I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking into any kind of real estate at all.
So online real estate school Inc.com, ladies and gentlemen, there's my number, 267-972-1084. And as you can see, that rings during the show as well. So there's a lot of people reaching out to me. So online real estate school Inc.com and the number 267-972-1084. All right. Thank you for that. So there's some students, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to my website. You can see what many of the students have said in the past because I just started doing the video reviews. That's all part of the podcast that you do while you're in my classroom. And so you're going to learn all these things, ladies and gentlemen. Now, our next class starts April 5th.
April 5th is our next class. And that's our morning class and our evening class. Our morning class on April 5th will be real estate practice, the practice of real estate, working with clients. And our evening class starting May 5th April 5th, will be the fundamental. So the evening class is the fundamental, which deals with all the legal stuff, the laws, the federal laws, and so forth. All the things that you need to know. You have to know these things. It's not like we can skirt around them and not know these things. So the Real Estate Commission requires that you take this 75-hour class of real estate practice and real estate fundamental to understand exactly what you can and cannot do in the real estate business so that you can start making some of this money, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to get into the real estate business, and I'm sure you do, knowing all the rewards and all the satisfaction and all the respect that goes with the position, why would you not want to become a licensed real estate professional, ladies and gentlemen? And so as I said, once you have that real estate license, you have a golden ticket. You have a ticket to ride. You'll never be broke. You'll never be unemployed again. So every Monday, ladies and gentlemen, and you just happen to catch now, this was a live streaming episode. Nothing was scripted. Everything that I talked to you about just happened to be today's day of working with sellers and buyers. So that made this a little bit more of an interesting class. It's not a scripted class today. Today is an actual live streaming class, and now you get to see what you could be doing, how much money you could be making in a day as long as you take this class and get that real estate license. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to business. I'm hoping to see some of you in my class on April 5th. I'm looking forward to making you all licensed real estate professionals so you in turn can learn how to make this kind of money that we do every day in the real estate business. I'll teach you from the very beginning to the very end, starting with you being in my class, to you getting licensed, to me showing you how to run a business, to you being successful, to one day teaching others to do what you were fortunate enough to learn. So let's get down to it, ladies and gentlemen. Next class starts April 5th. I want to see you in my class. I offer 2 classes. I have a morning class, which is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, starting April 5th. 9 to 1 is my morning class. We do have a half-hour break in those classes, so it's a really 3.5-hour class. It goes very, very quickly. The 4 weeks go extremely fast, ladies and gentlemen. Before you know it, you're taking your exam. I also offer an evening class, my 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. class. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 6 to 10. And again, real estate practice, real estate fundamental, we do take a half-hour break. I'll be teaching you not only how to pass the state exam, I'm also going to teach you how to run a real estate business. I'm going to teach you how to invest in property, especially with the inflationary period that we got coming along, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have some good opportunities coming up with the economic situation that's going to be occurring. So you would like to know how to jump onto some of these. I'm even seeing insurance agents, these Airbnbs, these insurance agents buying property. I'm even seeing properties where they're being sold as corporations and where you could buy an eighth. You don't even need to buy the entire property. You could buy a share of the property, and it's not like a timeshare. They certainly don't want to be associated with the timeshares, these corporations. So you get to buy an eighth of the property and get to use it 3 months out of the year, 4 months out of the year, and so forth. So we'll talk about, it's a new technique being used by investors to sell the property to multiple owners rather than one owner. So there's a lot of techniques in investing in real estate that you could be learning in my class as well. I particularly like owner financing, seller financing, where we're not working with bank involvement. So I'll teach you these things in my class as well. So not only am I going to teach you how to pass the exam, I'm going to teach you how to run a business. I'm going to teach you how to invest in property. I'm going to teach you the easy way of doing math. My students hate math. They hate math. They hate testing. I don't do well in math. I don't do well in testing. I hear it all the time. But after they take my class, they realize that math is not that hard. It's down to 3 variables. Once you learn the 3 variables, math is fairly easy. And the last thing that I'm going to be teaching in my class is those memory techniques, as I said, ladies and gentlemen. Having a crisp mind, being able to articulate and recite and talk and communicate is all going to be part of your learning curve. Some of you are going to come to my class introvert. You're so street smart, you're so tough that you don't do a lot of talking. You know the talking could probably get you into trouble. But in this business, your mouth is going to be your business. So I'm going to have to take you from being an introvert to an extrovert and get you to be a social butterfly where you're used to not saying anything to anybody anyway. You're used to not looking anybody in the eye. Well, these things will change. Now we're going to give eye contact, handshakes, and smiles, and we're going to be communicating and talking, just like I have been for 54 minutes with you, ladies and gentlemen. Did you once hear me say, and nothing was rehearsed? Everything was live streaming, just like I'm talking about right now. But I am able to go back to clip notes if need be. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, my next class starts April 5th. It's $299 for real estate practice, and then the following month, it's $299 for real estate fundamental. I broke it up for this way because not everybody is going to be able to achieve their goal. Some people will quit. And if you're going to quit, why pay $598 for a program when you can get away with just paying $299? This way here you quit before you pay the other half. And so I broke it up this way to try to make the pain a little bit less unbearable for you, so that when you quit, you're not losing $598. You quit, you lost $299. I can't do anything about the quitters, ladies and gentlemen. It happens. If some people just want to be things that they don't want to make the commitment to be. And I told you, what's that commitment? Getting out of your comfort zone. I don't want to work out today. I don't want to exercise today. I don't want to get out of bed today. All these things are drives, things that you have to do to get you to that next level. So if I can get you out of that comfort zone and doing something that you're not comfortable with, then I can make you very successful. But if you want to remain in that comfort zone, doing what you're comfortable with, staying on the couch, coming home, relaxing, not doing that extra step, that thing that you're uncomfortable with, that's where failure comes in. So where you are today is where you're going to remain forever if you want to stay in your comfort zone. But if you're willing to leave that comfort zone, I have a whole world that I can experience and show you. And wait till you see the things that you can accomplish if I can get you out of your comfort zone. So this is what I teach you, ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning of the class, like reading out loud. You won't be reading out loud in my class, by the way, all right? So I don't want to make you all freak out and say, oh, I got to read out loud in class. No, you won't have to do it in my class, but it will be part of your homework assignment, because as I am talking to you right now, this is your business. Being able to communicate, articulate, project your voice. This is what you're going to be in for, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to be in the real estate business, you're going to have to learn to be that social butterfly. You're going to have to learn to be an extrovert and get outspoken and put yourself out there. And this might be a little uncomfortable for you at first, but if I can get you outside that comfort zone, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to accomplish a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, I'm going to give you my website, onlinerealestatesschoolinc.com. Go to my website, ladies and gentlemen. There you will see my reviews. These are all bona fide reviews, by the way. No fake paid-for reviews on my end. There will be my calendar, so you can see all my upcoming classes. And there's the way to sign up for my class. You can either pay by credit card, you can pay by Zelle, or you can pay by the Cash App as well to make the process very easy for you. Everything that you need for the class will be in the payment, so you don't have to worry about anything. The next class starts April 5th. I recommend that you sign up at 5 days before class, so we have everything set up. We'll have an orientation class before class actually starts and acclimate you. This is live streaming, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. What you're seeing right now is what you'll see every day. But the only difference is you'll be sitting there in the monitor with me, so you get to talk to me, ask me questions, comments, and so forth every single day. As you'll see in the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what the classroom atmosphere is exactly like. This platform, this Zoom platform that we are doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we're going to be working with in the classroom. So understand that what you're seeing right now is going to be the comfort zone. It's going to be the platform that you're going to be working with. So I look forward to seeing my students every Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here. I do this show between 6 and 7, even if I'm coming right off the road. I have it all propped in so I get it started for everybody. If there's anything else that I can do, that I can offer you to get you to invest in you, in yourself, then please let me know. I'll be happy to try to do it if I can. If I can get you to give you a better start in life, to give you a better position, to give you more income, then I'm all about that. I'll be happy to do that. I look forward to seeing you in my class. I look forward to making you a licensed real estate professional in 2022. I want to thank you all for sharing this quickest hour in real estate with me. I hope you enjoyed this live streaming platform. I hope it was motivational. I hope you understand that there's a lot for you out there to achieve if you're willing to make this a little investment in yourself. Please remember to give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. I got a lot of comments last week. I got back to all the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to see the comments. It tells me people are actually watching my show, so I'm very happy about that. But I do run this for future students, so really what this is about is students who want a little bit more education, a little bit more understanding of what they're getting in store for. So this is why I do this live streaming show. I don't have a large audience for this particular show as my other shows do. For this particular show, it's all about the person who's looking to do a little investigating into a school and see, by seeing my style, my technique, and how I teach, if I am a right fit for you. So that's just it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the quickest hour in real estate. Until next Monday, be safe, be healthy, be happy. I hope to see you in my class, and I'm looking forward to making you a licensed real estate professional this year. Be well, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's do this and this. All right. So we'll leave that sit there. Online Real Estate School. A little ending. Take a little sip of my hot chocolate. And then I'll see everybody next Monday. Be well, ladies and gentlemen.